Okay, let's jump into this. There's this word you're probably hearing a lot now, especially in skincare and anti-aging circles,
Oh,
exosomes.
definitely. Popping up everywhere.
Yeah, you see them in creams, hear about them with like advanced treatments.
Yeah.
So the big question we want to tackle, digging into the sources you shared, is this. Are they genuinely the next big thing, or is it mostly hype?
That's the core of it. And what's really interesting from the research is that exosomes aren't, some new synthetic thing. They're actually tiny vesicles, natural ones.
Released by our own cells.
Exactly. Think of them almost like tiny biological packages being sent between cells, little mail
S
carriers.
carriers, I like that. And the sources say they're stuffed with important stuff, proteins, fats, even RNA, genetic material.
Right. So the whole purpose, fundamentally, is communication, cell-to-cell talk.
Sending signals back and forth.
Precisely. It's how cells coordinate for, well, all sorts of critical jobs. Tissue repair, regeneration. And for the beauty industry, that means skin rejuvenation. Big time.
Okay, so they're telling other cells, hey, heal this or grow like this.
Pretty much. That messenger capability is what makes them sound so promising.
And the sources point out there isn't just one kind being used, right? There are, what, three main types in cosmetics and therapies?
Uh-huh. Three main sources. First up, you've got human-derived ones.
Okay, where do those come from?
Mostly from what are called mesenchymal stem cells, adult stem cells. You can find them in, say, adipose tissue fat, basically, or bone marrow, even umbilical cord tissue.
And why those specific ones?
Because those exosomes are apparently really rich in regenerative growth factors, the signals that kickstart healing and rebuilding.
Got it. So human-derived equals heavy-duty regeneration.
Hmm.
And they're being used for things like,
Well, the sources mention exploring them for speeding up wound healing, more advanced anti-aging stuff, maybe helping with acne scars, and even hair loss, stimulating the follicles.
interesting. Okay, regeneration focus there. What about the second type, plant-derived? I saw notes on fruits, algae, green tea.
Right, and that taps into that sort of natural or vegan appeal.
Makes sense.
These are seen as safe, generally. They don't usually trigger an immune response. Their angle in skincare seems to be more about delivering beneficial plant stuff, like antioxidants or nutrients, effectively into the skin.
So less about intense regeneration, more like tiny trucks delivering plant-based goodies.
Kinda, yeah. A targeted delivery system for those compounds.
And then the third one mentioned milk-derived. That sounds a little out of left field.
It does seem unusual at first glance, but the research suggests exosomes from cow's milk are packed with unique bioactive lipids and proteins.
And the benefit there.
The potential seems to lie in strengthening the skin's barrier function, repairing that protective layer. So it's another interesting alternative source.
Wow, okay. Human, plant, milk. Diverse sources for these cellular messages. How are they actually being put to work? The sources mention both medical and aesthetic uses.
Medically, it's expanding. Dermatology is using them to help skin heal faster after procedures. Orthopedics is investigating them for tissue repair, like in joints.
And research, too, right? Neurology, oncology.
Yeah, significant research there. Exploring potential for things like targeted drug delivery or maybe even influencing disease processes. It's early days for some of that, but promising.
And then the aesthetic side, where we see most of the buzz, what specific issues are they targeting?
They're really popular for use after treatments that intentionally cause a bit of controlled damage to trigger healing. Think lasers, chemical peels, microneedling.
To speed up recovery.
Exactly. Speed up recovery, reduce downtime, but also potentially enhance the results. They might help boost collagen and elastin, calm inflammation, maybe help with pigmentation.
And a hair thinning, you mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stimulating those follicles again.
And what are people seeing? What are the claimed results?
Generally, things like brighter skin, maybe firmer, improved texture, less redness after procedures, and that key point, significantly less downtime, faster healing.
Okay, it sounds like there's real potential here for enhancing our natural repair mechanisms, but there's always a but, isn't there?
Always. And the sources are very clear on this crucial point. Quality matters. Hugely.
Ah, right. Not all exosome products are created equal.
Not even close. This is where the hype could definitely outrun the reality for some products. The effectiveness and honestly the safety hinges entirely on the quality.
Meaning? What makes for good quality?
It means controlling the source material rigorously. It means having a purification process that really isolates the exosomes you want and gets rid of everything else. And crucially, it means stabilizing them correctly so they actually work when they get used.
So you can't just assume because it says exosomes it's going to deliver.
Absolutely not. You really need to look for formulations that have some clinical validation, ideally from reputable sources. Don't just grab the trendiest bottle.
Okay, so the big takeaway seems to be exosomes are fascinating natural messengers, powerful tools for cell communication with real potential in regeneration and repair, no matter the source, human, plant, milk. But the science and quality behind the specific product are absolutely everything.
Precisely. It's about the specifics, not just the buzzword.
Which leads to a final thought, maybe. If these tiny vesicles are nature's way of communicating across cells, even potentially across species, what other biological secrets, what other conversations might they help us unlock in the future of medicine?
That's a really profound question to think about, isn't it? What else could they teach us?